What's up? Welcome back to Justin Talks Puppets, where we showcase reviews, comedy, and nostalgia. If that sounds like your cup of tea, feel free to hit the subscribe button so you can get more awesome puppet content just like this. I took a poll on my YouTube and Instagram, and a lot of you guys said that you wanted to see it. Yeah, it's my puppet book collection of like Muppet stuff, non-Muppet puppets that made their own books and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be cool to go through this. If you have your own Muppet book collection, let me know in the comments below. So the first book we have here is Jim Henson, The Works, The Art of the Magic and the Imagination. As you see, Kermit's like ripping through the front cover of the book here. This was actually one of the first books that I found at a local library in my city. I don't know who goes to the library anymore. I think people still do. But this is the first book that introduced me to Jim Henson, more of the creative process, and introduced me more to the Muppets. I believe you can find it on eBay or anything like that. So a bunch of different pages here. Tells you about Sam and Friends, how Jim Henson started with his girlfriend at the time, Jane, who he later married. But he started with a show called Sam and Friends. All the guest stars on Sesame Street. It literally took a crew of people working on these different big production numbers and things like that of the Muppet Show. And even though the segments on the actual show might have seemed short at the time, they were actually big production numbers that took a lot of helping hands, no pun intended. That's another good book to have in your collection. So if you're familiar with the Muppet character Pepe, he's a king prawn, but a lot of people call him a shrimp. And he actually made his own book. This was back in 2008. It says, "It's hard out here for a shrimp. Life, love, and living large." Okay, and this is actually a real book, not fake. Part 2 of his book, he teaches you how to talk to the women.
It said margaritas.
Oh, that too. Pepe also teaches you about negotiating deals. So Pepe's favorite lines when he negotiates deals and contracts. Here's the next book, Before You Leap. It came out in 2006. This is Kermit's own memoir that he wrote. Yep. It's a book written by a frog. And it tells you about his life, his struggles as a frog in show business. Kermit modeled and apparently was a professional wrestler at one point in time, called the Amphibianator. He says he never really know what Jim Henson did, but all he knew is that Jim Henson had a hand in everything he did. Yep. He gives some life advice about following your dreams, and once he made it in Hollywood and meeting his fellow friends of the Muppets. I got it from a thrift store. It's Muppets from Space, like behind the scenes, the making of the movie, pictures on how they made the movie, what was green screen, what wasn't green screen, where they filmed it, how they did it, movie magic, all that type of stuff. Is the Muppet Treasure Island movie storybook. This is another thrift store find. Here's the front of it. It's supposed to come with trading cards inside. Unfortunately, because I got it from a thrift store, it did not come with said trading cards. I lied. It did come with the trading cards. I guess if I wanted to, I could take these out and rip them out and then kind of fold them and tear them off and put them part of my card collection. They just kind of explain to you the movie in book form. This is a Muppets character encyclopedia. It has every Muppet character known to man in here. It has any and everybody in here. From Kermit, Gonzo, to background characters. Like I said, the people in Muppet movies, Mana,
Muppets.
The Muppets. Here's another awesome find that my girlfriend found on Alex.
Was it Amazon?
Amazon?
I think so.
Amazon. Again, Amazon's a place to be for Muppet books.
It didn't come with the slipcover though, I just realized.
It's cool without it. There's Kermit, of course, in the Muppet Show O. At the beginning of the Muppet Show where he pops out.
It's the Muppet Show.
It's the Muppet Show, but in book form.
Like a storybook form?
Like storybook form, but like in detail. And this reminds me of like a script all laid out for you as, S is Scooter, K is Kermit. And the sketches are really, really amazing. And it has like all the skits. Pigs in space. And then this is even cool because in the back, they even have like the credits at the end of every Muppet Show. They have the performers that were in the Muppet Show. All the Puppeteers. Here's another thrift store find. This is the Jim Henson Muppet Master book.
Why is she on him like, look at my man, and Kermit's like, Piggy, what the heck?
So it's pretty much, I would say, a smaller version of the first book that I showed, Jim Henson Works book. So if you want like a quicker read, this is definitely like a Cliff Notes version. Pretty much as you see here, it's almost like another storybook kind of deal, but just more detailed. So yeah, so these are pretty much pictures from the original Muppet movie and then it takes you through the story. It's called I Am Jim Henson. There's a series of these books. I know there's like I Am Albert Einstein, I Am So-and-so, I Am So-and-so. And I feel like this is a kid's version. It's good for any parent introducing their kids to the Muppets or Jim Henson or anything like that through the book, because it's his story. Art form of Calvin and Hobbes. That like comic book type of style. The thrift store find that I found, it's the Tales of a 6th grade Muppet. It's about a kid who, he's a really big Muppet fan. His favorite character is Gonzo, just like me. And then one day he goes to sleep and he wakes up and he ends up being a Muppet. Spoiler alert. Alright, so these are actually both from my childhood. You guys will recognize these as little golden books. I'm pretty sure some of us either have these or had these when we were little. The monster at the end of this book, starring lovable furry old Grover. Pretty much, Grover throughout the entire book is trying to stop you from seeing what's on the next page because he doesn't want to see the monster at the end of this book. Another monster at the end of this book, and this time it's Grover with Elmo. So it's the same thing. It's Grover being like, no, we don't need to see the monster at the end of this book. And Elmo's just like, yep, turn the page. This is another thrift store find. This is my childhood right here. This is a really cool book because not only does it have one story in it, but it has multiple stories in it of Bear and Tutter and Trilo and Ojo and Pip and Pop and Luna. Still find by my girlfriend. She found it. Go follow her at Nostalgic to the Max. She has an awesome YouTube channel dedicated to all things nostalgic. It's a storybook of Bear. This is really cool because I like how they added the actual puppet characters in the storybook. Everything else around them is animated.
The OG Remy.
Bear! That's what he talks.
Bear! Aww.
Yeah, his grandma.
Her hair's just yard. Continuing with the Playhouse Disney theme.
Bookapoo, picture poems book. Another thrift store find that I found at Savers. Savers is the place to be. And you don't see much Bookapoo merchandise. Don't know if this is Jim Henson puppets or a Jim Henson production. I'm gonna guess that it is. Maybe the Henson company worked on it. This book is from 2001. And yeah, it teaches kids about poems and writing poems. Like Pooh gets dressed. Apparently he's gonna go dressed as Indiana Jones. And then here's like Tigger. I feel like this show was short-lived. I would love to have seen more of it. Again, please let me know in the comments below if you've seen any more merch from the Bookapoo. This has nothing to do with the Muppets or Jim Henson, but I thought it was cool because he is a puppet. If you guys are familiar with the sock puppet dog from the late 90s, Pets.com dog, he made his own book. And I got this.
Dollarbooks.com, right?
Dollarbooks.com.
Just has a hand on him all the time.
Yep. And they're not afraid to show that hand apparently. And that's his dirty, messy kitchen.
They have a recipe? That's cool.
Yep, his what he likes to make at the dog park. And he's reading like the phone book. Looks like he's at a prison. I would hope not. There he is, like he does in all the commercials, messing with all the pets, telling them why they should tell their owners to, you know, use pets.com. Apparently, for some reason, I don't know why Eric Estrada is one of them. Then there he is, paying for his Fresca.
Wow, that was very 90s.
Yep, magazine.
Is that NSYNC on it too? I think I have one of these magazines, but I saw Joey and I'm like, oh, that's NSYNC.
A bunch of really cool merchandise of the Pets.com sock puppet dog on eBay, Mercari, Etsy. There's a watch I want to get. There is a watch I want to get of it of him as well. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to continue having a good time, go check out another puppet video right here. I'll see you over there.